Why, hello everybody, it's Joycelina, and we are back here on the FrilCraft Hytale Server, and today I want to do a little bit more farming. Now, one of the things that we discovered through some of the processes of how do I make this, how do I make that, I need eggs in order to make dough, in order to do some of the higher level items that I want to create, such as pumpkin pie, that will give us health generation 3, which I think is really, really important as we go exploring. And the other piece that I wanted was I needed materials from animals that I need to harvest in order to get some of my items up to the level that they need to be. So I needed to start farming animals. Not only that, I also want to increase my farm, my actual plant farm, so that I can have more crops and be able to grow more crops. Since last time, we actually updated our farmer's workbench. So now I need to actually extend out my farm. So that's what we're going to work on initially, and then we'll figure out what we need to do from there. Okay, one of the first things I wanted to do was try to tame a horse. I have no idea how to do this, but if I hit F to tame, did that work? Are you mine, little horsey? You are. You've been standing over there for weeks and weeks, and now you're mine. You know what? Why don't you come on inside here? You can have full access to all my crops. Oh my gosh, you are so cute. Can I feed you more? Oh my goodness, I can't. Oh, no, actually, is that me eating? That's me eating. Never mind. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. And you know what? The nice thing about gates are, I can climb over them and you can't. Hi, little horsey. Welcome to my farm. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay. I have farm animal number 1. Yay! And he's very cute. Very cute. Give me, I don't know if we can name animals, but if you put something in the chat below, I will try to refer to him as that name. Look at how cute. Okay. Honestly, I'll get busy from now on. Do you know what else can jump over one high fence? Apparently horses. Because I go out and this little guy is wandering back where I found him in the first place. What in the world? Horsey, I had you in here. What was wrong with being in the farm? Huh? Huh? Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, be in here where it's safe. No, don't go outside. Stay in here where it's nice and safe and cozy with all of the farm things. All of the vegetables. Look, there's even carrots for you to eat whenever you have the desire to eat carrots. Stay indoors where it's nice and safe and I can find you. So one of the things I noted is that I need to make room for, so obviously tomatoes and peppers, which I'm working on the peppers right now. I will also need onions, potatoes, rice, and what's the fourth thing? There's one other thing that I need to be able to work on. Rice and cotton. Cotton. That's the other thing is cotton. So I need to pull this out by at least one more section of 12 in order to be able to fit all of those crops within here eventually. So that's what I'm going to work on now, is just extending this 3 more sections. Well, I've grown my crops. I kind of diddly-doddly did other things, and I came back to my base, and look what I found behind me. Apparently, Uno Mafia has left me a treat. Here, oh, I don't plan on killing you. Hello. Oh, let me pet you. Oh, hello. How cute is that? How do I dismount? F. Oh, now I'm stuck in here with you. But yeah, how cute is that? Not only that, I also planted some redwood trees. They're a little tall. They're a little taller than I expected. This one is tall, and then there's this one, which is Gigantor. I really can't have you filling up my whole front yard. But so, we clearly need to do something with this person, with this guy. Hi. Oh, look how pretty you are. Very fancy. So I'm going to have to give him a place to live. As well, we have over here, I've got some cotton that I have growing. So we put in, we have done a full harvest of the tomatoes and chilies so that they are all the eternal seeds. So those are there. So now I'm working on the cotton next. So I've expanded this out. So it should have room for all of the goods that we want over the next period of time, and hiding in the cotton. Hello, mister. Hello, mister. So I have a little bit of work to do. Let me do some farming, and then we'll start talking about where we want to actually have a place to store our animals. Okay, so I've picked up all of my cotton here, and I am trying to decide where I want a barn. Now, presumably, I would want it in the same area as everything else I have. One thing we do need to consider, though, is that unlike Minecraft, where once you light things up, you can eliminate spawn of mobs, that is not the same in Hytale. In Hytale, you have to go into Creative, take a look at the world when you're in Creative, find out the exact spawn point of where the mob will spawn, and then you can dig like a five block deep hole underneath it, and then nothing will spawn there. But really, we have a problem, because right over here, you can see we've got a bear spawning right now. Over here, we have a bear spawning. Now that we don't have the horses, the small horse over here, the bear is spawning over there. And then if I come out this way, right now I have these deer that are spawning. But if I were to kill them, I could very well get a mob that spawns over there, one that wants to kill me. And then behind my house is somewhat the same thing. So there's an area back here that sometimes spawn things. Like over by this tree is where in the first episode I had wolves. And now, let's see what's over here. Somewhere around here. In fact, I think they ended up getting a little bit closer to us, right? So right now there's bunnies over here. And I thought I saw a bear closer to this area. Maybe not today. Well, oh, because it's over here. Right? So I've got 2 bears in this area. So you really kind of have to decide where you're going to live and then just deal with the ramifications that sometimes you might get bad guys that are nearby. So I'm trying to think, do I want my farm to be at the front of the house along with my garden here? Do I want it maybe back here? Do I want it off to this side? Do I want it over on this side? Or do I want it in this back area behind here, and I can leave some room to add on to our house, but then maybe have our barn over in this area? Which, because it's somewhat flat, I think I might do that. I might mine out some of this dirt around here and get started on building a barn area or a place for our animals over here. And I can tell you, I am winging this. I've not built anything in Creative, so I'm going to discover with you what it should really look like. So the first thing we need to worry about is holding horses, obviously, now that I have 2. I also want to be able to hold sheep because I want their wool, and I want to be able to get chickens because I want their eggs. Maybe even the rabbits. I have seen some rabbit around here, so I can get their light hide. So that's what I'm looking at right now. So I will see, once I clear this out, we'll start thinking about how we want this to look, at least what we want it to frame out to look like. I've got a pretty good flat area here. We might need to fill in some dirt around here, just this little area. Maybe, maybe not, or push back this some way. But I'm thinking this is a good area. It still leaves some distance from the house, so we can certainly expand to the house and not break into this area. So I think this is where we're going to put our kind of our barn slash stalls. So thinking about what I want it to look like, this will be the front area of the barn. I would probably want a 4 wide, 1, 2, 3, 4, a 4 wide opening when coming in. And so this would be basically the opening area. Fences wouldn't start until at least here on the interior. And then we would want our stalls to be at least 1, 2, 3, 4 deep. And then the wall coming this way. So I think that's going to be the size of each side, and we'll duplicate that on this side on a typical farm build. But I also want to have an area where we can build some stalls. So off of here, so let's see, how many is this total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, first we need to figure out how far back this is going to go. And you really want it to not be square. So I'm going to have to go back farther than 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's going to have to be longer than 18 because otherwise it's a square and that just doesn't seem the right size. So we're going to go back farther than that. So if I already have 2 here, maybe I'll go back 21. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 20. Come on. Oh, I'm out. I'm like, why isn't it placing? There we go. 21, and then we'll turn the corner. So yeah, I will have to dig out a little bit over here. Right? But this gives us a general idea of how far back this will need to go. And we'll come back this way. I'm not going to build on screen, but we're just putting in the outline for the building. And yes, a square is what we're going for right now. So literally I'm 1 block off this way. Hey, don't get too close, man. Is it because, oh, how do I not have any of those things on me? Why do I keep doing that? I keep going to sprint, hitting the wrong button, and throwing my weapon. Very bad idea. I thought I had a bunch of arrows. Where did all of my arrows go? Did I truly get through all of them? Did I misplace them somewhere? It looks like they're not in here. So I have no idea what I did with all of my arrows. That's bad news. Let's make some. Make some more. Okay, so at least I've got 80 on me. I will have to go searching through my stuff to see if I dropped them off in a wrong bin. That's crazy. I had like well over 100. Anyway. This is about to break. But that guy's getting awfully close to where I live rather than where he's supposed to live. You're supposed to live in that building way over there. Why are you coming over towards me? Where'd he go? Is he just running around? Okay. Yeah, so take that, don't come back. Okay, so this is basically the outline of my farm building. And we'll have pens, again, like I said, I'll have pens for sheep, eventually for cows, for chickens and bunnies. We'll keep them indoors, although I do think that maybe this back will be like we'll split it in half. Half will be chicken, it'll come out to here. Half will be rabbits, so we can have their little houses in there. And then maybe out here is where I want to extend. And we'll do it with fencing, but since I have my stone on me here, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So right here, we'll have an opening that will lead into basically, here, I'll do it with dirt. Basically our, whatchamacallit, our area for our corral. That would be the word, corral. So we'll have this as our corral where our horse can roam freely. And so I will get started building, trying to decide how big I want this. Because I do want it to be a fairly good size. I mean, horses are going to be roaming. Sorry, bushes. You're going to have to go away now. I think that should be good. And then maybe back around. And we might shape this, but this is going to be the general shape of things. Back around and then come back towards the back of the building. So I'm thinking that's what that's going to look like. That's a fairly big area. So I will build the barn area here and kind of get it going, at least the walls. And I will bring you back once I've decided on that piece. Let me explain what we have here. So overall, yes, it's the right shape. However, I'm like, okay, why is it ending up with 3 flat on the top? It should end up with 2 flat on the top. What is going on? And I realize that this side is 7 blocks wide and this side is 8 blocks wide. So yes, I will be tearing down all of this half. Fortunately, I did not go very far back with the wall. So that's all coming in 1 block. For Pete's sake. This is exactly how I expected this to look. Now again, very basic. All we have is the stone at the bottom. I put in the logs here for a little bit of support around the big door. But for the most part, there's no detail. I do like how the roof line came out, and I put slabs, vertical slabs along here, and then switched over here. You can see a stair to where I then made the horizontal slabs just to fill in around the roof line, because the roof tiles otherwise will look like this with the lines in between where they connect. So that is my way of clearing that up. But now we really need to consider our layout, and so I do have some fences here that I was thinking, which way do they face? This is the right way. So I do want them, I didn't make any gates, but I do want them along here. Actually, that would drive me crazy to not have that symmetrical with the door. So we want our horses in this area, and I do want it to be a big area, both in the interior and exterior. And then I think right about here is where we're going to swap over. And then what do I do if I want to do it this way? Is that capable of doing that? No, it is not. So we'll have to change this out probably for a solid block or 2, just because of the look. So then I want my rabbit pen. Actually, it'll probably be 1 block here for the gate. And then I believe this is going to be 2 here, 1 block for the gate. And then this will be our way to come back. Move out of the way, leaves. So then we'll have this direction for the chickens on one side, rabbits on the other, is what I'm thinking. Now there's not a definite center line, so this will not be symmetrical, or we might have to do something where we do have some type of aisle in here. I'll figure something out. But this is where we wanted things, so then we'd have probably, I'm trying to think, what do we want this to look like? 1, 2, are we supposed to be this far back? Yes. 1, 2, a space for 2, bonk, bonk. This is the problem with building on camera. I haven't quite decided all of these things yet. I think I need cows and sheep on this side. Horses will be on that side. Oh, pigs. Oh, rabbits. No, the rabbits are going to be here. Chickens are going to be there. Cows, sheep. Do I want pigs? I don't think I need pigs. Somebody tell me if I need pigs. I'm not going to make room for them right now. So we will double this up. Okay, now I've decided. So a space for 2 here, space for 2 there, and we'll just pick along here to come back this way. And I'm out. Oh, I thought 40 would be enough. Apparently I was wrong. I need 2 more. There we go. And then 2 more along there. So those are our pens. I will go ahead and get the gates going, and then I'm going to put in the fence around here for the corral. And then try to figure out where I want windows, how I want maybe a second floor in here. There's so much to do. So I will get to that, and I will bring you in when it is all done. Again, keeping it very, very simple. There's a lot we can do. I want to try to get a very simple barn up and running so I can get my animals in here and get started with farming our animals. So I have been busy gathering up as many animals as I can. And can I just tell you one thing? My goodness, they are the slowest beings. Just any animal, they move this slow. Movement speed slower than all of Tamriel. Oh my goodness. I know, wrong game. But still. Come on. I lost. I've already got his pal and a baby over in my barn. But no. He's just flipping forever. Come on. Oh, and the second thing I learned. These guys are too big to actually go through the gated fence, even when it's open. Come on, where'd you go? Come on, we're over here. No, you stay in there. Come on. That's it. Over here. I promise. In you go! That's right, baby. That's right, baby. Okay. And F. Are you mad? Wait, was that you mad or is that you in love? Here. Oh. F to feed. Yes. Have some feed. F to feed. Don't be hungry. Okay. So I have some cows, which I can milk. I have some baby sheep that I don't think will ever grow up. And so I will never be able to shear them. So I still need to look for adult animals. I do not have any chickens. But I do have the rabbitses, and I don't have any... Sorry, I don't have any carrots on me. And then we have our horse and pony, who's ready for me to, which I can ride and go see throughout everything. Well, anyway, so now you've seen, this is the end result of our simple barn. It's complete. It's finally done. And I just love how it turned out. Now, still very simple, not a lot of decoration to it, but it gives the overall outline of what we want to be able to do. Some things we can do in the future. In the future, we can create maybe a silo off of here that goes up taller. That would be interesting and fun to try. Over on this side, we could make our corral smaller and maybe have a part of this bud out farther in case we want to do some other animals. We could put gables up here. So what I've done here in the center area is provided a way to come up. And this is an area that can be used for storage, so much like a hayloft would be, although I don't know that I can actually make this to be an entire hayloft. But it gives us the ability to do some of the things we might want to do decoration-wise. I am finding, though, that decorating in Hytale is a little bit more challenging, and I'll tell you why. There's really a limit to what you can create in the different crafting benches, and maybe I'm missing something. So I can do tables, I can do shelves, I can do a sign that I can't actually print on, maybe some wardrobes, but that's what's in the builder's workshop. If I want to, then I can see, oh, well, what might I be able to make over here in the farmer's workbench? Well, really, decoration-wise, I'm pretty much stuck at the planters. Maybe some beehives or some vines, some piles of stick, different type of wood and flooring, which I think we're going to incorporate in this build eventually. But really, when I look at what can I create, it's harder to find. What about over here in the blacksmith anvil? Nothing in here can be used as decoration. The same with our armorer's workbench. This is all very specific to armorers. The tanning rack is simply to tan leathers. By the way, more dead bears. In our workbench, again, we've got tools. We've got basically our survival things, which would include wooden chests. Clearly, we can use that as some of our storage in the hayloft. Other workbenches, and then we have a small number of items that we can craft. A training dummy. This is going to be more, though, around combat, or a rail cart to get me one place to the other. In the builder's workshop, it's really dependent, again, like I showed you before, on the wood type and then what can be built with that. In our furniture bench, really what's amazing is it's not a ton of furniture. We have a selection of different different storage, different beds, some lighting differences, which may be doing some of the tavern lights coming down would be good, and I might be able to do that. I need to get some more dark wood planks. Pottery is only available when we get clay. The same with textiles, we still need to get wool. And then there's a few assorted items that are just miscellaneous that we can craft. And there's a few seasonal things from earlier in the game. Seasons that here in March are a long way off. And then the last is in our chef's workbench, and really there's nothing here that is used as decoration. So I'm finding it hard to find something that would really work for me as decorative items, such as in Minecraft, I would be able to craft a cauldron that could be a water trough. So I need to think outside of the box. So right now my interiors on the barn don't really have a lot of detail to them. So that's what I probably need to work on next, that and finding chickens. And we'll see if I can do that, and I'll bring you back once I've got something a little bit more interesting inside. Now that we have a stable set for our horse, given to us by Uno Mafia, thank you very much, Uno, it is time to get rid of this redwood tree. I think it's a little overwhelming. So this is gonna take a little while. I'll be back when it's all gone. Oh my goodness. And with that, it's gone, and now I have a big hole in my yard. One more thing to do. Boy, I thought the regular mobs were slow, but this baby chick, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to make it all the way home because he's slower than molasses. This is crazy. I don't know if I have the patience for this. Do I have the patience for this? You know what's interesting? Capture crates, I can't get them to work. Now that even before I tamed them, couldn't get them to work. I clearly don't want to left click because I'll beat them. But here, Chicky, you are just going to have to hang out here. I'm sorry that we're taking the parents and the grandparents or whoever it is we're taking. But, hey, wake up. We're moving. We got a long way to go and the sun's setting. Okay, home again, jiggity jig. So I've got 3 chickens here plus the chicken coop. So hopefully over time, they should each be able to give me 1 egg a day, which will allow me to do the crafting that I want to do. Now there is a whole reason for this, and I'll show you in just a second. We need eggs to be able to create dough, and we need dough to be able to create our pumpkin pie, which is Health Regen 3, Stamina Boost 3, which is even better than all of our other meals of vegetable skewer. What is it? Vegetable skewer, mushroom skewer, meat skewer, the fruit skewer, the mushroom salad, and the wild berry salad. They were all Health Regen 2, Stamina Boost 2. duration is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But with the pumpkin pie, we will get a health regen of 3, stamina boost of 3, instant health restoration of 15%, and the duration is 6 minutes. So this is definitely the food we want to be able to create. I have plenty of pumpkins over in my other chest. And the spices are easy to create. Spices are merely flowers, and I've done lots of flower picking. As you can see, I've got 37 flowers here. And I actually try to move them away so that I'm not using up the flowers that I actually want to use to decorate. So those are the flowers that I can use to actually create the spices. That is something else I hadn't considered. One of the seeds we can create, as far as I know, is it true? Are the sunflower seeds. That is something I have not planted. So maybe I need to add that to my garden or create a special sunflower seed area. I'm thinking right around here as a decoration, we can have maybe a little sitting area and include our sunflowers. So that might be something interesting rather than this big tree here. So looking at where the progress we made today versus the progress we still want to do, I mean, getting the chickens was really, really important for some long-term goals that we have, especially next episode. I hope to be doing a little bit more exploration. One of the things I need to do, if you'll notice my armor, is still all iron. I do need to upgrade this to the next level, and then we need to go and find cobalt, which is up in the north. So there's still a lot of exploring that I need to do to get to the next level. But what I really wanted to do was to be able to make my pumpkin pie, my health regen 3 potions. And so this kind of was the way I needed to go about this. But look at all of our beautiful animals. I've got my beautiful cows. I can get some milk. I've got chickens. I've got rabbits. I've got sheep. That won't give me anything. And over here I have my lovely horses. It's looking absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much for joining me in this episode. I hope to see you soon in the next one, and I will see you next time.